What's up, guys? It's First or Last here with Daniel. Daniel just topped regionals in Las Vegas. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
How's it going? My name is Daniel Isaiah Ramirez Jr. I'm from Stockton, California, and I just got third at the Las Vegas Regional, playing branded with a pretty cool tech that honestly kind of carried me today. I did a lot of theory about it. This list was kind of based around a list that I'm working on for Philly if I were to play branded, and yeah, I'm just glad it worked out.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, awesome. Congrats. Before we get into the list, do you want to shout out anybody?
Yeah, absolutely. If I forget anybody, I do apologize in advance. First and foremost, shout out to my amazing, beautiful wife, Morgan Ramirez. Man, she's the world to me. She's so supportive of me, and I couldn't ask for anything more of her. So huge shout out to my wife for just being so supportive of me, traveling all the time. Shout out to my sponsors, First and Last Gaming, Team Jobber, best sponsors. I greatly appreciate everyone supporting me today. Specifically, the man behind the camera, Anthony Vang. Thank you for believing in me as a player. Shout out to everyone back at home in Stockton. I'm not going to say all the names, since I don't want to forget anybody. I do want to give a shout out to Justin Thomas, also known as Cards and Coffee, if you guys know who he is. We pretty much have been theorying this deck for the past month and a half, so I just want to give him his flowers as well, since we just talk on the phone every day about deck theorying. So, but shout out to all my friends in SAC area as well, Amaro, Corey, everyone, you know who you are. I love you all, and yeah.
Perfect. So, you got your matchups for us?
Yeah,
Let's
so
go through that real quick.
round one I played against Sky Striker. It was 2-1. Round two was I went XO2. I had 2 draws, no losses.
Undefeated, baby.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wanted that win, but drew the last round. Couldn't do anything about it. So Sky Striker was round one. I went 2-1. Round two was Labyrinth. That was my first draw. Round three was against Drytron. That was 2-0. Round four was Kashtira. That was 2-0. Round five. 2-1, sorry. Round 5, Branded was, my first mirror match was 2-0. Round 6 was against Floanderies. That was 2-0. Round 7, I played against the mirror match at table 1. That was 2-1. And then round 8 was the draw against Cash at table 1.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And what place did you finish again?
I got third, so I got the deck box.
The mat, looking real good.
Pink's my favorite color. Yeah, so I'm glad I got a mat that's, color schemes that I like. But yeah.
Perfect. And just an FYI, this video is going to be a little longer because this deck is very unique, and we really want to, show it off because Daniel did achieve something good, and let's see it.
All right, sounds good. So I'll kind of just speed through the normal stuff. So I played 3 Albaz. I know a lot of people go through 2 or 3, but 3 is just absolutely correct. You always want this in your hand if you get ashed. 3 Aliber. I played 2 McCurrier, 1 Kit, 1 Tragedy, 1 Ad Lib, 1 Stratadragon, 1 Cartesia. I've been going back and forth with 1 and 2. These past couple events I've been playing 1, so I just kind of got comfortable with it. So it was good. Then I played 1 Sorinier, 1 Lebellion, and then 1 Dark Magician to round up my monsters.
Okay.
Dark Magician's for Dragoon, obviously. Let me get these out of the way. I just played the 2 traps. I just played the Expulsion and Retribution. I know a lot of people are back and forth about opting to play this, but I was just telling someone at the event today, they asked was, this is the best card to set game 1 blind when you don't know what you're playing against, especially Kashtira, because if you get hand knowledge, you could just interrupt them and then you could kind of shut them off, obviously, by giving them a monster. It's a card that you have to play right, but with the Albion line with Cartesia, it's actually insane because you can get back Cartesia during their turn and you can fuse, so it's really good.
Nice.
3 opening. This card has became one of the better cards in my deck, just because of one of the cards I play in my extra deck that not a lot of people are utilizing. It started picking up CP game, but we'll talk about it when we get there. 3 Branded Fusion, 3 Fusion Deployment. The best card in my deck all weekend and in all of testing for the past month. 3 Super Poly. A lot of people argue that they think that this card is bad. I don't know where that narrative came from. This card is just absolutely crazy. From against Labyrinth taking away their ladies, from Sprite boards just auto loses card most of the time. The mirror matches. This is actually one of the very few ways that you can stop the gimmick puppet line just by, this and another card so that you can get another turn back. And then it's good. Since everyone started transitioning to Rise Heart Pass, it just made this card even better because now your Lubers can get into your quarterless. I kind of compared it to what it used to be like back in the day with Sword Soul, where you would super poly away the Shishao, and then you would summon the quarterless to bait out the Baron. So like if they pop it, then you get an Albaz. Same exact thing, because if they do have the line to bring back the Arise Heart, you could just make it 0 and run it over anyways. So this card's amazing. I think you should try it. 2 Allure. I wanted it to be 3, but the deck was at 41. I just think that in a long, tournament, you always want a way to, get to your engine. And one of the biggest things is good side outs, good for side patterns, and then also let you see your side deck cards. So I find it very important. 1 Gold Sark, 1 Called By. This card was loyal today. 1 Branded in red, 1 Branded loss, 1 Branded in white. Okay. And then for the engine that single-handedly almost won me the regional, but got me my top today, I play 3 Nadir Servant and the Brandon in High Spirits. So the thing about this engine is that it's a 1 card red setup that lets you make Chimera on their turn or lets you make Mirror Jade with a Mercurier in hand. So like the theory is like if you get Ash like going turn 1, you could just activate this and you still have 3 other cards to play with. So I mean there's nothing saying that you don't have like other lines such as Cartesia, but this lets you get into your entire engine by itself, and it's not even a big deal because as long as you get to play during their turn, that's all that matters. You have another chance to win the game or get back into it. We were playing Crossout. Whenever I discovered this, obviously it just kept playtesting it and it just kept winning me games. It was just undeniably good. So I went ahead and just tried to play it for this event, and it worked out great. Like I previously mentioned, this card is actually even crazier, like going into post Cyber Axis, just because there's other cards you can send, such as the Secro, to summon the new Virtuous monster. So there's a lot of lines where it gives you like 3 cards next format without even having to do anything at all. I can show the line if you guys want to get. We can do it after. Yeah.
He's giving you free sauce, guys.
Yeah,
this is quality.
Just absolutely. Just test this card. Like all day today, like all my opponents, when I would go activate Nadir Servant, looked so confused. But the moment that I resolved the combo, they understood, and everyone was asking me about this all day. So yeah, this card was just absolutely amazing. I'm sorry if I don't explain it enough, but I'll definitely show the combo. Side or extra first?
Do extra.
Extra. Yeah, extra. So for my extra deck, 2 Mirror Jade. Shout out to my sponsor Anthony Vang for letting me play these pretty Starlights. 2 Albion, and then today I played 1 Lubalion. This is something that I theoried about with the guys in the room last night about me wanting to play Nadir Servant, so I had to put the sprint in the extra deck for one of the main focal points of that combo. It worked out great. It was only until the last round that the guy ripped my 1 Lubalion. And it, like I said, because like most of the time, like when they saw that I was playing Dragoon, they would always rip the Dragoon, and it was literally like that all day today. So the theory worked out great. So I was just fortunate that that's how it played out. 1 of the Sprint Fusion, and then 1 Rinbrum, and then for the other ones, obviously played Dragoon, Chimera, the Gragonoil, the Quarterless for the Gragonoil, Dust Dragon, Predaplant, Draco Sepelia, and then I played, what was that?
That's part of your Super Poly targets, right?
Yeah, also part of my Super Poly targets. Speaking of Super Poly, Guru and Mud Dragon. And then Furious Dragon. I've been playing this for about 2 events now. This card is just absolutely insane. This is what I was mentioning about opening. This card just says destroy them. So what it does is quick effect during either player's turn, you can target a monster you control at any card that your opponent controls, destroy them. So against like all the rogue decks like Labyrinth and even Cash, Rivalry was starting to pick up a lot of steam. So this was something that you could make under Rivalry, and then you could pop the Rivalry and still get back into the game. Same thing against like decks like Labyrinth. This is good turn 1 because it's 2 spot removal for sure. Because when opening's in the graveyard, you could just substitute and save it, but they still have to destroy their card. So it lets you control the game. It's good against Sprite. It's so good in simplified game states. This card is one of the best cards in my extra deck for sure. So that was extra deck. And then side deck, 3 Bell. This card just single-handedly solves like a lot of like the rogue issues, because ultimately I do like to prepare my deck as much as I can for every deck, which is also the reason why I played the Bystials. These cards are absolutely crazy in the mirror match. There's not a lot of people that are playing them. I know that there's players that are aware, but for some reason they just kind of gravitate away from them. What's cool about these is that these 7 cards are like, if it goes against Drytron to stop the combo, this is good against in the mirror match. This is also a way to stop Ibly for people who are starting to side Ibly again. All around, just amazing cards. The cool thing about in the mirror match with this, shout out to Twin in Washington, Daniel Ramirez Medina. Sorry, super tired. So what you could do in the mirror match is like before they leave the main phase, you could stay in the end phase if you'd like. You can go activate to get rid of their Albion because it solves the expulsion problem going second. And then if they have another line where they can get another Albion to the graveyard to set it anyways, at the start of the end phase, this is a mandatory add. So you add, and then you ask your opponent if they have any spell speed 2 or higher to activate, and they'll say no. And then you could just summon the second one to get rid of it again because you have an opportunity to add a spell speed 2 or higher. So these cards are just absolutely crazy. Probably every card in my deck is crazy because I feel like I've said that about every card I've shown. 2 Jizukiru. It was 3, but I did cut one of them and a Cosmic because I wanted to play Cross out for going second in the mirror match. There's no Ash in my deck whatsoever, so this card's not as valuable. So I only wanted it strictly for the mirror and to hit the dimensional barriers. I also played 2 Cosmic, again for Runic and Labyrinth or any type of rogue. I didn't play any Runics, but I was prepared for it. I just didn't play any. And the card that probably should go, we won't even put that on the frame. So real quick, let's say if you had like your opening 5, let's just say you got ashed on your
Branded Fusion?
on your Branded Fusion. So let's say you got ashed on your Branded Fusion. What you would do is, and again, you have 3 other cards, so there's nothing saying that you still can't Fusion Summon. You would go Nadir Servant. You will send the Sprint Fusion, and you will add a Albaz. So then, during the end phase, granted whatever other plays you had, you would go activate the Sprint Fusion to summon the kit. The kit will then add your Brandon and High Spirit. Still during the end phase, since it's a quick spell, you activate Brandon and High Spirit using the Albaz, sending Albion. So then you would send your Albaz, and then you would add a Courier. Now the cool thing is if you already have Courier, then you can add Cartesia, you can add this. There's also another line where this, even though it's a one of, but like for next format too, Brandon and High Spirits and Sorinir is a free Branded Fusion added to your hand for the Retribution play, because you just double dump and you add it to your hand. So just depending on whichever one, you get to add one of these. And then during the end phase, so it's one of these to your hand. So in this case, we'll just play as Courier. You get to set the red. So in situations where you would just go, oh, you got FTK by Ash, you get to access your entire engine and you get to play. And so if you have an opportunity before the cards in your hand to Chimera pop them during their turn, or you could make Lubellion to make into Mirror Jade, and so you have a Mirror Jade spot removal, and you have a hand trap now. So Nadir's Servant was incredibly valuable. There's a lot of other lines too, but this is like the basic one that helps you play through Ash, so it makes your deck a little more resilient. I won't go through every single line because I don't want this video to be too long, but this is definitely something for everyone else to explore. I definitely think that you guys should try it out.
Nadir seems insane.
Yeah,
and
this
that line is just like, honestly, it's what the deck needs. Like,
yeah.
This is just like what's past Ash, turn.
Yeah, we don't want to play cross out.
Yeah.
This is like, a very resilient build for sure to Ash, and the Nadir is just like
Doesn't that play under D barrier too?
fallback.
Yeah, it does. And it also plays under D barrier as well. So like even if you get D barrier, you could just still have a way to play.
Yeah.
And
If you're on top deck and you top deck Nadir, it makes Mirror Jade with one card.
Yeah.
Because this is your discard for Lubellion.
Yeah.
So like it's so broken.
Yeah. It's really nice. And like I had mentioned before, this card just gets even crazier when the new stuff comes out too, because the deck becomes a little more resilient towards Ash already with the new cards. I think this card just takes it over the top for sure, just because you could do other lines now with the Synchro to summon the new Virtuous Monster, and you can get like 2 to 3 new cards during their turn before you, like in testing, like I'm getting like 7 cards in my hand before I even draw for my next turn. It's crazy. So I definitely think that you guys should explore this. Absolutely. I'm actually just kind of happy I get to profile it as well. So, but yeah. So
Any closing thoughts, sir?
I had a great time this weekend. You know, just shout out to everybody. Shout out to my boys for supporting me, being there for me the whole time. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for my friends. And yeah, it was a good event. Yeah.
Congrats, sir.
Here's your payout.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let's go win some money.
Hashtag FOL Team JRV. Oh, and Vang, thanks for the Louis bag. This is mine now.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace, guys.
Yep.